What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. Today, we're going to update the NBA trade deadline. We're also going to pick 7 games for picks against the spread. Now, in case you were not aware, tonight's game for the Portland Trail Blazers against the Dallas Mavericks has been not postponed. It's been changed. The tip-off time has been changed. It's actually now an hour earlier. Originally, the Blazers were supposed to play at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight. Now they play at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time tonight. So what was already going to be tough to go live right after the game, now the post-game show is going to be late because the game will end around 7 o'clock and won't be live until between 8:15 and 9:15. So if you want to check us out after the game, we will be a little later than usual. But of course, we do a post-game show for every game, so we will be here tonight with that one. But for now, we got to jump into picks against the spread. No Eric on today's stream, and there is a theory that I have as to why Eric is not here. That theory is he is no longer in first place in picks against the spread as Trevin, behind an 8-2 day, takes the top spot away. Chat also passes up Eric with a 7-3 day. Eric goes 4-6 like myself, man. I have been extremely mid. I don't know what to try, but I cannot go above 500. Trevin has been on an absolute roll lately. He's 23 games above 500. And you also had an 8-2 day from Crushables, who's sitting there in 4th place, and Connor, who's sitting there in 10th place. Although, not much difference between 5th and 10th right now. You do have Trevin, Chat, and Eric pretty much by themselves at the top. Hopefully, at some point, they will fall back to the pack, or the pack will catch up, because we finally had some success. We were 24 games above 500, going 77-53 on Monday, and now collectively we're only 9 games below 500. So with 7 games today, maybe we can finally get that season-long record above 500. You can see all the metrics there on the right. We definitely like our favorites, and we definitely have picked the road team more than the home team this year. A little bit of a surprise there. Let's jump into game number 1, which features... Wait, no, there's no background music. There's the background music. Always got to have the background music. It doesn't feel right without the background music anymore. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Toronto Raptors. By the way, if you're picking in chat, make sure to double down on this game when you pick it, because this game starts in about 7 to 8 minutes. All right, we got the Cavs, we got the Raptors. The Cavs fresh off their win over the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Cavs are a 13.5 point home favorite. Sorry, I'm just trying to get set up here. This is the second night of a back-to-back for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The injuries for this game: out for the Raptors is Ochai Agbaji, and out for the Cavaliers is Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell just out due to rest. Chat, here is your chat poll. Thank you to Trevin for helping me with the picks today. By the way, if you're new to the second channel, we pick the day's games. We pick the day's spread lines, brought to you by BetUS. And then we talk about the topic at hand. That'll be a trade deadline update. So if you're watching back after the fact, you can fast forward to the point where all the graphics are gone. But hopefully, if you're here live, you hang out with us, pick some games. That's what we do the chat polls for, so chat can vote as well. Alrighty, I'm going to go Raptors. I think the Cavaliers, second half of back-to-back, no Donovan Mitchell, just had a big win over a really good OKC team. This seems like the type of game where maybe it's a little bit of a letdown and closer. So I'm going Raptors. Steven is going to go Raptors. Javon going Raptors. We got Cavs for Trevin, Zach. We got Cavs for Connor, 503 Arrow. Jackson as well. Crushables is going Raptors. We got Brendan going Raptors and Eric going Cavs. Chat is going Raptors, 62% of the vote. So fresh off the bat with an underdog pick for chat. This is a pretty even split. You got a 7v6 in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game number 2. Another one of these 4:10 p.m. tip-off times. So double down on it right away if you want to. You got the Golden State Warriors heading into Detroit as 2.5-point road favorites. Injuries for this game. Out for the Warriors, Gary Payton II, Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, and Moses Moody. And then out for the Pistons is Jaden Ivey. He's going to be out a while. The Pistons, though. The record is wrong on the graphic. Every day there's a typo. That's today's typo. The Pistons are... Let me get the updated record. Because I believe they're above 500. I believe. Yeah, the Pistons, 19-18. The Warriors are 18-18. So the Pistons are above 500 almost halfway through the season. It's a miracle. Miraculous. Miraculous stuff from the Pistons. I'm going to go with the home underdog that's been playing well lately. And then other picks we got from this game in the live chat. Oh, there's your poll chat. All right, we got Pistons for Connor, Javon, Jackson, Trevin. All right, we got Zach going Pistons. We got 6 Pistons votes on the board already. And then the next game is the last 4:10 p.m. tip-off time. Getting it in at the buzzer. We got Steven going Pistons. Arrow going Pistons. I'm not sure if the Blazer game will be the normal, like, 10 minutes after 4:30, or if they'll tip off right at 4:30 because they're trying to get the game in before inclement weather arrives. Eric has no pick? Eric has no pick? Uh-oh. How does Eric have no pick? This is a first in picks against the spread history. Yeah, you're right. No pick for Eric Brandt. I guess I will text Eric. Oh, he's there. Dang. I should have called him. Pistons for Eric. Would have been my only chance. Last 3 are Warriors, so 5 with 3 Crushables, Brendan all Warriors. Chat, it looks like, is going with the Pistons, 67% of the vote. All right, 10v3 in favor of Detroit basketball. Game number 3, we got the Orlando Magic hosting the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are 5.5-point road favorites. Injuries for this game. Out for the Timberwolves, only one player on their injury report. Rob Dillingham is out with an ankle. Then out for the Magic, Mo Wagner, Franz Wagner, Gary Harris, and Jalen Suggs. Paolo Banchero is questionable, although I believe that injury update is updated. So somebody in chat, let me know Paolo Banchero's status. I believe he's returning on Friday. I believe he's returning tomorrow. But somebody in the live chat, let me know what his status was. Chat, here is your poll. Alrighty, we got Javon going with the Timberwolves. I'm going to go with the home underdog again. I'm going with the Magic. Paulo ruled out for Thursday. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you to Himothy. Paulo ruled out, so he's also out of this game. I'm still going to go Magic. Trevin going Magic. Jackson going Magic. Connor going Magic. Got bad vibes there in Minnesota right now, man. Do I want to double down on any of these games? Detroit. Nah, I'm fine. Steven, Arrow, Eric, Zach, all Magic. Right now, we're on pace for a Javon Island. Other three are Wolves. Never mind. Never mind. In chat, your poll is extremely, extremely close. It's 50-50. Next vote breaks the tie in the live chat. Right now, we got 16 votes in the poll. We got 48 people watching the stream, so unless you're a mod, vote in the chat poll. You get to decide this one for chat, because we can't end on a 50-50 vote. All right, we got Magic there at the buzzer for chat. So this is a 9v4 in favor of the Magic. All right, game number 4. It's your Portland Trail Blazers heading on the road to Dallas. Dallas 7.5-point home favorite. Injuries in this game. Out for the Blazers, Jeremy Grant due to his face, Matisse Thybulle due to his ankle, and then Robert Williams due to rest. And then out for the Mavericks is Dante Exum, Kyrie Irving, and Luka Doncic. Oh, that's right. I need to get you a chat poll. All right, there's your chat poll chat. I'm just going to keep going with the underdogs. I'm going to go with the Portland Trail Blazers. We also got Javon going Blazers. We got Trevin going Blazers. And we got Connor going Blazers. Jackson goes Blazers. Everyone is Blazers according to Trevin. All right, so that means Eric. That means Zach. That means Arrow. That means Crushables 503 Steven. Wow, we beat the Pelicans by 19 and we're drinking the Kool-Aid. And Brendan Blazers. And Chat Blazers. Wow, so you mean to tell me this might be the first time all season we have had a completely one-sided vote, and of course it's for Portland. Everybody is Blazers. All Blazers logos. Watch us all lose, and watch the Blazers lose by 30. Because we all pick Blazers. Game number 5. Game number 5, we have the Memphis Grizzlies hosting the Houston Rockets. Memphis is a 1-point home favorite. Injuries for this game. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I've been arguing with a guy that says every set the Blazers run is for Shaedon Sharpe. Somebody on Twitter right now is trying to tell me every single set the Blazers run is for Shaedon Sharpe, which is just so blatantly false and wrong. Don't look at Twitter. All right. Injuries for this game. Out for the Rockets is Jabari Smith Jr., and then doubtful is Tari Eason. Out for the Grizzlies is Gigi Jackson, Vince Williams Jr., and Marcus Smart. And then questionable is Santi Aldama, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, Marcus Smart, and Cam Spencer. Is there any clarification on the Grizzlies injury report? If so, somebody please let me know in the live chat. Eric's changing his pick. That's not a natural island. You're just choosing it to get an island, though. That kind of goes against the spirit of an island, but sure. We will. Not only were you late with a pick, you're also changing your pick after the fact. Eric is doing everything he doesn't like. Love it. All right, chat. Nope, there you go. Nope, it's too late. Set in stone. Double down island for Eric. Hopefully it curses him. Okay, Santiago Aldama, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, all active. We like getting active. All right. So, picks in the chat. I'm going to go with the Memphis Grizzlies. I am a Memphis believer. Grizzlies for Javon. Grizzlies for Trevin. Zach and Brendan are Rockets. That's a Bucks logo. There we go. Rockets. Everybody else Grizzlies, so that means Eric Jackson is Rockets. He says double down 2. Rockets for Connor. The rest Grizzlies, so that means Crushables, 503, Arrow, Steven. And chat. 17 votes, 53% for the Houston Rockets tonight. So this is a 8v5 in favor of the Grizzlies. Game number 6 of 7. We got the Phoenix Suns hosting the Atlanta Hawks. The Suns are 6.5-point home favorites. Injuries for this game out for the Hawks: Kobe Buffkin, Jalen Johnson, Larry Nance Jr., and Cody Zeller. Questionable is Onyeka Okongwu and Bogdan Bogdanovic. And then probable is Trae Young, coming off the heels of his half-court game winner. And then for the Suns, miraculously only one player on the injury report. The Suns have been beat up all season long, but they only have Royce O'Neal out due to an ankle. What can we get for Scoot? We're not trading Scoot. All right. I guess Memphis, I went with the favorite, so I'm going to go with the underdog again. I'm going with the underdog today. I'm going Hawks. Jackson Hawks, Javon Hawks. Trevin Hawks. This is an underdog's day today. Chat right now liking the Hawks. They got 71% of the vote, but it's only on 7 votes, so you can bring it back for the Suns if you want to. And then we'll get into this trade deadline update. Waiting on chat for the picks. All right, everybody's Suns. You sure? That's wild to me. Oh, Arrow Crushables, Eric Hawks. Okay. Eric Crushables, Arrow Hawks. Everybody else is... All right, Jackson went Hawks. Where's Connor? Connor, make your pick. Stop pulling up Connor. All right, we got Steven Suns, 503 Suns. Zach Suns. So Arrow Suns, Brendan Suns. Trevin, you'll have to correct me if any of these are wrong. Connor MIA. Chat is going Hawks. Connor is going Suns. All right, chat is Hawks. So this is a 7v6 in favor of the Atlanta Hawks. We got some good split votes today. All right, the final game of the day is the Utah Jazz hosting the Miami Heat. The Heat are 5.5-point road favorites. Out for the Heat, Drew Smith, Kevin Love, and Jimmy Butler due to being unhappy. And then questionable is Josh Richardson. Out for the Jazz, Taylor Hendricks, Keontae George, John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, and Bryce Sensabaugh. Bryce Sensabaugh has had some big games lately for them. Arrow is Hawks. Okay. It's really hard to do it like all in like one. Yeah. All right, Arrow's Hawks. So it's a 8v5 in favor of the Hawks. All right, just read off the injuries, chat. I'll get you that poll set up right now. Jimmy out due to a lack of joy. Yeah. You never want to lack some joy, man. You never want to lack some joy. There's a Fox Sports joke in there, but I'm not going to make it. All right, Jazz for Jackson. Poll is wrong, you're right. Wrong game. Wrong game. Threw me for a loop getting arrows wrong. I love that people still voting in that. All right, here's the right poll. Okay, Heat and Jazz. Okay, Jackson. If you say so. Heat for Connor. I'm gonna go with the Heat. Steven and Brendan are Jazz. Javon is Jazz. Trevin is Miami. Rest for Heat. Alright. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone because then it will get confusing. Okay, Jackson, Jazz. Okay. So everybody else is Miami. So that means Eric, Zach, Arrow, Crushables, 503. Alright. And then chat is going with the Heat as well. 56% of the vote for chat. Making this a 9v4 in favor of the Miami Heat. Jackson says, hey, you made a joke about it first. No, I said I'm not going to make a joke about it. Time for double downs. I'm going to double down on the... Do I want to go Grizzlies? Do I want to go Heat? I'm going to go Memphis. No, I said I wasn't going to make a joke about Fox Sports, Jackson. I said I wasn't going to make a joke about Fox Sports. So, therefore, I did not make a joke. All right, we got double down for the Rockets for Jackson. We got Blazers for Javon. What was chat's double down? We got... Let's see. Heat 56, Hawks 66. We had the Blazers at 72. Pistons at 62, Raptors at 62. So it's the Portland Trailblazers for chat. Miami for Trevin. All right, we had Eric double down on the Blazers. No, he doubled down on the Mavs. He switched his double down to the Island. He just really wanted an Island double down, man. He's been begging for one all year. He's literally against Chat, so either Chat builds a much bigger lead on him or he gets his lead back is what we're looking at here. We got Rockets for Connor. I still have last year's standings on this graphic. I need to fix that. Crushables is going with the Hawks. So Blazers game at 4:30 or 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. 4:30. Got moved up an hour. Post-game show will be late. Starting in 5 minutes. Is it actually tipping off in 5 minutes or 15 minutes? Because most games start 10 minutes after the listed time. So. Arrow Cavs, cool. Zach is Rockets. Alright, Steven is Blazers. 503 is Blazers. Lots of Blazers love today. Alright, Blazers for the last 3. So we got 5 double downs on your Portland Trail Blazers. It was going to be 6, but Eric changed his Blazers double down to a Mavericks double down, going against these 5 people on the far right. We got Zach, Jackson, Connor doubling down the Rockets, going against me. I have the Grizzlies. And then you got Airmancer on the Cavs. You got Trevin on the Heat. Crushables on the Hawks. Just really weird double downs today. It's going to be a really interesting day for picks against the spread. So yeah, Blazer game probably tipping off in about 15 minutes instead. That wraps up picks against the spread. Thank you for participating. Now let's talk about the latest at the NBA trade deadline. So let's start with your Portland Trail Blazers. On the Blazers front, there really is not much in terms of rumors right now. There's something I saw on Twitter, I forget who it was from, but basically talking about the centers available. Robert Williams always gets thrown into that conversation, but said second round picks as the price. I don't think the Blazers trade Robert Williams for second round picks. I would not trade Robert Williams for second round picks, even if you still have Ayton and Klingon on the team, because it's just really not enough value. Like, you might as well just take him into the offseason and like not play him and then see if you can get something better in the offseason. But yeah, there's really not much there at all. If the Blazers do make a trade, it's probably going to kind of come out of left field. And the trade that I came up with out of left field that I think is quietly one of the best possible trades for the Portland Trail Blazers. I'll toss it up on the screen. If you didn't listen to the postgame show last night, then you don't know what trade I'm going to talk about. Okay, so I'll just actually put it in a trade machine and then I will toss it up on the screen. Okay, and for those of you that didn't watch it last night, didn't hear my reasoning for it last night, I want your reaction to this trade, whether you would take it or not, and what your overall thoughts on it are. Because I do think it's quite interesting, and it's the type of trade that would kind of come out of left field for the Blazers. Alrighty, let me get a capture up here. A window capture. All right. See if this works. So this is the trade idea I came up with last night on the post-game show. Okay. I like this trade for the Portland Trail Blazers. I'll get into why for a couple minutes, but first I want your thoughts. Would you take it if you were the Blazers or would you not? Now, keep in mind Jock Landale is basically an expiring contract because it's non-guaranteed the next couple of years. So it's basically 4 expiring contracts and Cam Whitmore. For Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams, you throw in Banton and Reith just to make the players coming in, players coming out match. The Blazers would probably buy out a lot of these guys. That is the trade. So, let me know what you think of that one in the live chat. It's an interesting one. The Rockets would upgrade their backup center. They get Jeremy Grant to pair with Tari Eason, Jabari Smith, and Dylan Brooks at forward spots. You got Amen, Van Vliet, and Jalen Green as your guards. That's a really nice 9-man rotation. David Yu says, I like the framework, but I think a protected first would be nice on top of it. I just think Cam Whitmore has a lot of upside where he's a little bit better than just your prototypical first, and I don't think you're going to get I just don't think you're going to get a Cam Whitmore and a draft pick for Jeremy Grant and Robert Williams, given that I don't think Jeremy Grant's trade value is all that high right now. I think he's played his way out of some trade value, and it's really hard to find the expiring contracts that the Rockets have, because all those expiring contracts are players that the Rockets, I think, would be easily willing to give up for Robert Williams III and Jeremy Grant. And at last year's trade deadline, the Rockets apparently had a little bit of interest in Robert Williams III, and then they traded for Steven Adams, and Steven Adams is barely playing for him. So, yeah, David Yu says, but if Cam Whitmore's a locker room headache, as some Twitter suggests, then maybe he could be a bit distressed asset. Cam Whitmore, yeah, I mean maybe, but I just see a lot of teams being willing to take a chance on the talent. So if you're the Blazers, are you giving up the best package to help the Rockets win right now? Because the Rockets today, if they win, will be second in the West, basically halfway through the season. So, but all the expiring contracts, you clear a lot of flexibility while getting the upside of Cam Whitmore, and you would be able to do more things to accumulate assets this offseason. So you, at the end of the day, you are getting back more assets, right? So if you use some of the money you save to sign a veteran that then you trade at the deadline for maybe a first-round pick, in a way, you got that first-round pick by making this trade with Cam Whitmore. So it's kind of a two-step trade. I talked about it last night on the postgame show, but that is the overall thought. Of course, then you would just try and trade Ayton for any expiring, and then the Blazers would have like $30 billion of cap space to accumulate assets by taking on contracts teams don't want, which will be a potential play given the harshness of the new CBA. But Robert Williams III is out today. The Blazers will continue to rest him on back-to-backs. They rested Klingon yesterday due to it being the first night of a back-to-back, and they played Robert Williams, and then they basically flipped that today, so you have Klingon and no Rob Will. And the Blazers have not been playing Robert Williams because they have Ayton and Klingon, and they're obviously working Klingon in to develop him, and they're paying Ayton a max contract. So I don't think that's going to hurt Robert Williams' trade value. I do think they may have to attach Robert Williams to Jeremy Grant in order to maximize the value of Jeremy Grant. A trade like that Houston trade, if you could get back a bad first-round pick with Cam Whitmore with those expirings, that is like by far the best-case scenario, I think, for a Blazers trade deadline. Now, Jimmy Butler. There is a lot of talk that Jimmy Butler will be back in a Miami Heat uniform after his suspension is over. And there's a lot of articles out there about the Heat can be patient. It said that the offers the Heat are receiving are not good. And right now there seems to be one team that is the favorite for Jimmy Butler because it's the only team, according to Brian Windhorst, that is willing to pay Jimmy Butler exactly what he wants on a contract extension. 35 years old. He wants a bag, even though he's in his mid-30s. That team, of course, is the Phoenix Suns because, you know, they love to star chase and they love to pay obscene amounts of money to stars. That is Phoenix for you. So, it seems like Jimmy Butler just wants to get paid. The original report was he'd be happy anywhere else. And then it became, oh, he doesn't want to be in Milwaukee. He doesn't want to be in Memphis. He wants a bag. The Heat didn't give him a contract extension this past offseason, and it's obvious that that is a big factor in why he doesn't have enough joy. He does not have enough money to have joy. Even though he's probably made hundreds of millions in his career. Doesn't have enough money to have joy, though. He's unhappy. Listen, man, I get it. Chase your bag. It sounds like the Phoenix Suns are the only team willing to pay that to him. The problem is, doesn't sound like the Heat want back Bradley Beal's contract. And Bradley Beal has a no-trade clause, so the Suns, in order to match Jimmy Butler, have to reroute Bradley Beal to a third team, but they only have a few potential options for that third team because it has to be a team that Bradley Beal would be willing to go to. That is going to be the hang-up in this trade. It sounds like Jimmy Butler is either going to become a Phoenix Sun and Bradley Beal is going to be somewhere other than Miami. Maybe a Laker, but how do you match $50 million of salary? And do you want, like, do these teams that Bradley Beal would want to go to and waive his no-trade clause for, do they want Bradley Beal's contract in the first place? Do they have the contracts they'd be willing to trade for Bradley Beal's contract in the second place? It's just a super messy trade. Never discount the Phoenix Suns to find a way to make things happen because that's what they do. Although it hasn't really led them to any success at all. So would Jimmy Butler change things? I don't know. But it improved their big three, and that's what they're after. So it's going to be interesting to watch that. But if the Suns can't make it work because they can't find a landing spot for Bradley Beal and the Heat don't want his contract, I mean, who's going to trade for Jimmy Butler? What's the solution? It's probably going to be a team willing to take a chance and hope that he resigns on a lesser contract extension this offseason. It's just a super fascinating scenario. So that's the latest on Jimmy Butler. Anyway, like I said, the postgame show will be late, going live between 8:15 and 9:15 p.m., so just hang out, all right? It'll be live 1 to 2 hours after the game ends, but we will recap it. So make sure you join us for that. And, we look forward to talking to you on that post-game show. Anyway, this has been Blazers Uprise Live. Make sure you join that post-game show on the main channel. It's Blazers Uprise without the podcast. It's just Blazers Uprise in case you're new. Appreciate you. I'm out of here. Shout out to BetUS. Good luck in picks against the spread. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.